Round two today, the three failed generals, Lloyd Austin, General Mark Humiliation, and General Ken McKenzie, advisor to the president, were questioned on the Hill by the House Armed Services Committee. I won't say grilled because, well, the Senate teed the House up yesterday with some hard-hitting commentary. The House today swung and missed. Yesterday, Senator Josh Hawley demanded General Milley resign. Take a listen.
And in my view, that mission can't be called a success in any way, shape, or form, logistical or otherwise. General, I think you should resign. Secretary Austin, I think you should resign. I think this mission was a catastrophe. I think there's no other way to say it, and there has to be accountability. I respectfully submit it should begin with you.
The generals were getting hit from Republican senators yesterday. Today, we had the popcorn ready for the typically more freewheeling House. We were ready for some haymakers. The generals are failing. They were up against the ropes. And finally, we thought we're going to see the knockout punches thrown today. Instead, we got some really lame questioning. One that stuck out for me was Rhino Republican Liz Cheney, who shamelessly opened her questioning not of the failed Afghanistan mission, the very reason for the hearing. Liberal Liz instead used her time to take a shot at Trump supporters, going so far as to calling Americans domestic terrorists for the January 6th riots. She even praised General Milli Vanilli's role in putting it down.
General Milley, on January 6th, we had a violent attack on our Capitol. It was an effort to stop the constitutionally prescribed process of counting electoral votes. I want to apologize for those members of this committee who've done so, and I want to thank you for standing in the breach when so many, including many in this room, failed to do so.
She's just awful. Please, 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 Wyoming, toss Liz Cheney out as soon as you possibly can, 2022, before she does any more damage to America. Let her run as a Democrat. That's what she really is. Let her F up their side the way she's trying to F up our side. By the way, what's with the rhinos? They're just evil people. I said we toss them all. Cheney, all the Bushes, the McCains, Romneys. You're not Republicans. You're not conservatives. You're progressive liberals hiding in Trojan horses. Beware these folks, people. Beware these people, folks. I'm sorry about that. Elections have consequences. These Benedict Arnolds need to go in 22 and 24. Thankfully, there were a few moments that shined bright lights on total darkness in Capitol Hill. I give you Representative Jim Banks, who slammed General Milley for talking to Bob Woodward and other book authors. Banks started painting. And within seconds, Representative Banks had General Humiliation painted into a corner he had no way out of unless he lied to our faces. So sit back and watch what he did. Watch General Milley lie.
And Newsmax, which is the second most watched conservative media outlet in the country today. Do your notes about January 6th reference both Epoch Times and Newsmax as on a list of domestic terrorists?
I'm not recalling this conversation at all.
It's in the book.
It may be in the book. I haven't read the book. I'm not recalling a conversation about Newsmax, Epoch Times.
Do you have a notebook that lists Newsmax and Epoch Times as domestic terrorists as recounted by the Bob Woodward book Peril? Or is Bob Woodward lying to us in the book?
I don't know. I don't recall any conversation about Epoch Times.
Do you believe that Newsmax and Epoch Times are domestic terrorists, or their viewers or readers are domestic terrorists?
No, not at all. I don't think Epoch Times nor Newsmax are domestic terrorist organizations.
Will you produce your notes to this committee?
I'll produce any notes you
relayed
want.
to Bob Woodward in the book that you listed different groups that are responsible for January 6th?
Sure, absolutely.
Ha! He was lying. And we have proof. Here's proof in Bob Woodward's book. He shows Milley's notes, which he labeled Newsmax a, quote, big threat domestic terrorism. Milli Vanilli, he simply stated a humiliation.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.